Level 1 starts small, almost invisible. You're sitting in class half asleep, scrolling your phone under the desk, the teacher's voice blending into background noise, and you toss a crumpled piece of paper at the quiet kid just to feel something happen. He flinches, people laugh, and for a split second, all eyes are on you, and that moment hits harder than you expected. It's not happiness, it's not pride, it's just attention. But it fills something empty. You lean back in your chair like it's nothing, like you didn't just feel that rush. You tell yourself it's just a joke, just killing time, just making school less painfully slow. Level 2 starts the next day without you planning it. People glance at you before class even starts, like they're waiting. Someone whispers your name, someone smirks, and suddenly there's pressure to deliver. So you do. You throw another comment, louder this time, sharper, timed perfectly so the class hears it, but the teacher almost doesn't. People laugh again, louder now, and this time you expect it. You start noticing what works, who reacts, what gets the biggest reaction. The quiet kid becomes your default target because he's predictable. He doesn't fight back, he just takes it. That makes it easy, and easy feels good. Level 3 creeps in slowly. You start enjoying walking into class more than leaving it. You notice people shift when you sit down, like your presence changes the room slightly. It's not respect, but it feels close enough. You start scanning the room without realizing it, looking for weak spots, awkward moments, people who hesitate when they speak. It turns into a silent game, finding the next line before it even happens. You tell yourself, this is just how social hierarchy works. Someone's always at the top, someone's always at the bottom. If it wasn't you, it would be someone else. Level 4 is where your jokes stop being light, but you don't acknowledge it. You push further, say things that are more personal, more specific, things that stick longer than a laugh should. The class still reacts, but now there's a delay sometimes, like people are deciding if it's okay to laugh. You ignore that hesitation completely. In your head, silence just means you hit harder. You start repeating lines that worked before, building a reputation around them. People quote you in the hallway, and for a moment that feels like status. But hearing your own words out loud from someone else hits different, harsher somehow. Level 5 spreads beyond the classroom. Your reputation follows you into hallways, lunch, even group chats. People expect you to say something, to react, to carry conversations. You feel like you have to perform now, even when you're tired. The quiet kid stops reacting entirely. No flinch, no eye contact, just nothing. That bothers you more than when he reacted. You try harder to get something out of him, pushing further, louder, sharper, but it doesn't land the same. There's no payoff without reaction. Level 6 is where cracks start forming. Teachers start noticing patterns, not just isolated jokes, but repeated behavior. One of them calls you out mid-class, not angry, just calm, disappointed like they expected better from you. That hits differently than yelling would. The class goes quiet for a second, then someone laughs awkwardly, breaking the tension. You laugh it off too, acting like it doesn't matter, but something sticks. Your friends brush it off, say the teacher's overreacting, say it's not that deep, but now you're aware that people are watching you differently. Level 7 is where the realization creeps in. People laugh before the joke even lands. Not because it's funny, but because it's you. Because they don't want to be next. That thought sits heavy in your chest, but instead of stopping, you lean into it. If fear works, you use it. You get faster, meaner, more precise. You stop hesitating completely. You build your identity around it. Level 8 is where things start disappearing quietly. The quiet kid switches classes. No announcement, just gone. His seat is empty one day and nobody really talks about it. You hear bits and pieces, whispers about him struggling, about parents, about something bigger than school. For a moment, just a moment, your brain connects the dots, but you shut it down immediately. You tell yourself it's not your responsibility. Level 9 brings resistance. Someone finally pushes back. Not aggressively, not loud, just honest. They tell you it's exhausting being around you, that every conversation turns into something uncomfortable. The class doesn't laugh this time. The silence is heavier than anything you've felt so far. You try to turn it into a joke, but it doesn't land. The words stick in your head longer than any laugh ever did. Level 10 slows everything down. No big event, no explosion, just a gradual shift. You notice conversations stopping when you walk up. You notice people choosing seats further away when they can. You notice group chats going quiet when you join. The attention you chased at the beginning doesn't feel the same anymore. It feels forced, hollow. You think back to that first moment, that crumpled paper, that simple reaction, and realize you've been chasing that exact feeling this whole time. But now it doesn't work anymore. Now it just feels like noise. And for the first time, walking into the room doesn't feel powerful. It feels empty. It feels like you built something that only works when people are uncomfortable. And without that, there's nothing left. And when the room is finally quiet, not because of you, but in spite of you, you realize something you can't joke your way out of. You're not the center of attention anymore. You're just the reason people stay quiet. And that feels worse than being invisible ever did.